Okay, now what we've got is we've got the actual segments now, and all we need to do is cut the veneers that'll go in between, which then looks like this. Okay, and then we put it off at 45 degrees. So what we've got to do now is, now that we've got these veneers, we just need to drill a hole in them. And if you drill a hole in them like this, you end up snapping the veneer. So the easiest way to cut them is line them up, cut them oversized, obviously, as you can see. Put them on one edge like that, and then clamp the two ends. Okay, so I'm just going to do this freehand. The manual drill bit's still in there, and it's roughly there. There we go. And that's it. So that's the jig. Just open that up. And all the holes look pretty good. That last one I didn't go deep enough, but everything else goes in fine. Now there's not a lot of meat left when you do a pen, so even though that doesn't look like very much, by the time you glue that in, it'll be pretty good. So now it's the glue up phase. Okay, we're just going to glue up the blanks now. I've got it all set up. What's really important is the cotton bud there. So thick CA, what I do is I start with the tube. Right. For this exercise, I don't wear gloves too often, but this is one of the few times that I do, because I find that I always end up with glue on my fingers. So start off by spreading it in. Now it's really important to get a really good bond. Now, so we just want to be, the brass tube just to be a bit back from where that is, and that's the start. So thick CA is good because it gives you just a bit of time to play. Spread the CA out with the cotton bud, and then in with the veneer. Push it down with the cotton bud, and then a bit more CA for the next piece. Now you're going to have to put CA all the way through. You're going to have to be nice and fast about this, because it just may sit on you. So you want to try to be as accurate as you can. So that's on nicely. Next layer. Damn it. CA. We've only got 6 to do, so more CA. Next layer on. More CA. I do this over my bin, just so when there's excess CA, it drops into the bin rather than onto the shop floor. Next layer on. More CA. Next layer on. Push that down. LCA. I'm filming. Next layer on. More CA. Here's the cotton bud. Next layer on. And one more layer. Last piece. And we'll just put some on the inside. And that's pretty much it. So now we want the lines to line up as much as we can, which has happened. I'll just get a clamp now. And clamp it in place. Let it dry overnight. And she's ready. If you can't wait for it to dry, just a bit of Mitafix or accelerator onto it, and then you can start the next phase after that. I generally let it sit overnight, so this is the next morning. Take it out of the clamps, and that's what the blank looks like. Lots of high spots. What we can do is we can just clean out the tubes and then put it straight into the lathe. I like to knock off the high spots. So how I do it is, with that square, I knock that corner off. So I bring it to 45 degrees, 45 degrees, 45 degrees, 45 degrees, and then once I've done that, then I knock off that second layer. And this is how I do it. That's the first layer. Now I'll go back and do the second layer. Okay, so that's nearly round, and we can then just bring it. That's the completed blank. So what I'll do now is I'll just clean out the inside of the tube, put it on the lathe and turn it. I can bring it down more with the sander, but I find it quicker on the lathe.